YouTube? Thanks for watching my channel. And this video today, I'm going to show you guys how to get into medical school. If you have basic stats, I mean, this process still works if you have good stats, even better. But I had about basic stats when I applied to medical school, and I got about 5 acceptances. So just know this process definitely works. I've known friends that have used the same thing and other students, and it grabs the attention of the admissions committee, and that's what you really want to be doing. They're gonna see a lot of different applicants, so how can you stand out and how can you grab their attention right off the bat, even if you have basic stats? So just a little bit about how the process works is when you have your application, you're gonna have areas where you can fill out extracurriculars, volunteer work, community service, internships that you did, maybe research that you applied for and completed. And this is really prime real estate. You have 15 chances to show the committee and write about something that you did. And it's important to try your best to fill up every slot. And I don't just mean waste space and waste the committee's time. They don't want to just read random things that maybe you did research and then you talked about the research, then you talked about the lab. Like, you got to fit that all in one. But to really do meaningful experiences that can fill up that 15 slots. And in another video, I'm going to go over specifically like what I did. Today is just more like a quick tip. With that space that you have, as I said, that's prime real estate. You don't want to waste that. And what I mean by that is you don't want to just list the things that you did during that extracurricular activity. For example, I was a medical scribe for a pulmonologist for, I think I had about 2,000 hours. And the admissions committee knows what a scribe does. They've seen almost everything at this point. And so you don't need to list what a scribe does. You need to list an example of a experience that you had, as a scribe that was meaningful to you. It made you more emotional. It really got to you. It taught you a lesson. Maybe you had an interaction with a patient. That's even better. More patient interaction, the better. You should be looking for extracurriculars and opportunities that give you, a direct relationship with the patient, so you can talk about that on your application. It's got to be meaningful. And what I mean by meaningful is you got to tell a story on your application. I'm not going to write, did data processing, shadowed the doctor, wrote diagnoses, wrote prescriptions. Like, they know that. I specifically wrote about an experience when the pulmonologist had to tell a patient that they had about 12 months, 12 months probably to live because of the severity of their lung cancer, and he was going to prescribe them to the oncologist, and they were working together. And this was that meeting where the results came back. And for me, it really helped me feel that effect of like actually, seeing a doctor in action. And I can remember the conversation that they had, and I could feel the energy in the room and the way that he told her and his body language. And I just felt at that point blessed to be where I was, to be in the situation that I was, and to be in this room with this lady that's completely vulnerable. And it made me realize the type of doctor that I wanted to be moving forward. And these are the type of stories that you need to be telling to the admissions committee, so that they read the first sentence and they're hooked in, and they're like, oh, I want to read all the rest of them. That's obviously how your whole application should be, is one big story of like who you are and what kind of physician you might be, and how these experiences have molded you and made you at that level of going to medical school. Because medical school is, as you've heard, probably a water hose to, the mouth. And it's like studying for finals every single week, right? So if you're not passionate about that, and you don't see, if the admissions committee doesn't see that passion on your application, they're not gonna accept you. You might have crazy good stats, but I actually knew a student who got like a 526 on their MCAT, and they interviewed at almost every institution that they applied for, I think about 16 out of 20, but they didn't get any acceptances. So there's something lacking in there, it grabbed the attention, but the passion has to be there. Being a doctor is more than just doing really well on your MCAT. and getting really good grades. Okay, it's a lot more than that, and they're gonna look at you holistically. So tell a story, and try to get the admissions community to really see like who you are as a person and your journey along the way. If you don't have a journey along the way, then how are you gonna stay in medical school? So as I said before, tell a story in your application. Don't just list what you did. Okay, so once again, I'm gonna be posting a lot of other videos. I'm actually gonna go through my entire application at one point, so subscribe below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.